In today's video, we review Freelee's assessment of FullyRawKristina's raw day of eating. Roll the titles.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. As always, just a quick reminder that I'm now offering the SIBO, organic acid, stool test and consult via my website. So if you have any health or digestive problems, then consider taking these tests as they will provide a lot of very detailed information upon which you can start making informed decisions and then start getting your health back on track. And on that bombshell, to the video.
Breakfast today for both me and Cash was fresh green juice. Okay. 32 ounces for each of us, although Cash typically drinks a little bit more sometimes.
All right, so she's going to have green juice. I'm not surprised, of course, because Kristina has been having green juice for a very long time. Let's listen to more.
Now, most of you will know that my preference would always be whole foods. If you want to have a green juice every once in a while, then fine, but don't overdo it. Depending on the greens used, green juices can really isolate oxalates and make the isolated oxalates more absorbable in the gut. Do this consistently over many months and years, then you are much more susceptible to kidney stones and other oxalate-related problems.
I do too. I used a Nama juicer to make this juice, and I added in cilantro, collard greens, tons of cucumbers. We have lots of fresh cucumbers right now coming from not only our neighbors' gardens, but also the farmers' markets.
That's
one
great.
lemon.
I'm supportive of that. Great. Get them from the farmers' market. Get it from your neighbors. I think that's fantastic.
Amen to that, but it's not always possible though for many, and farmers' markets can be particularly expensive depending on where you are in the world. So if you can support local farmers or share produce with your neighbors, then great, but for many this would be challenging or cost prohibitive.
So she's got the juice going up.
Lime, fresh romaine lettuce, tons and tons of green curly kale.
We got to stop with this tons and tons. It seriously isn't tons.
2 heads, more cucumbers, and 1 to 2 heads of celery, depending on how much green.
So this is the problem right here, what she's doing. Okay, and what you can see to the right there where the fiber is coming out of the juicer. You want that fiber.
Yes, totally agreed. Fiber has many important functions in the body, from supporting a healthy microbiome, short-chain fatty acid production, and even things like regulating blood sugar levels. However, I do think that Freelee is overplaying the point a bit here. Yes, you want fiber, but Kristina will be eating plenty of fiber, no doubt, throughout the rest of the day.
That is like literally roughage gold. That's gold. That is so important for your intestinal microbiome, for your gut microbiome. It is just vital. They're not going to get, that's their food. That's literally your little friends in your gut. That's their food. And you're like saying, no, you can't have this food.
Again, just to make the point here, yes, you need a decent amount of fiber in the diet and it's super important, but Kristina will be getting fiber throughout the rest of the day. Fiber, like any food component or nutrient that you consume, has a point of diminishing return. So not every meal or drink that you consume during the day has to contain fiber. As long as you are getting sufficient fiber throughout the day, then a green juice is absolutely fine, as long as you are not overloading the body with things like oxalates.
And, you know, that's without even considering also like the nutrients that are bound up in that fiber. So we're also removing those important nutrients, not only like the fiber, which is an essential nutrient, but also what's bound up in that fiber.
Yes, true, but again, this is not a problem if Kristina is hitting her nutritional requirements throughout the day from her other foods.
And she's straining it as well, so she's just giving herself no chance, you know, almost no chance of getting any fiber.
From this juice, yes, but again, she will be eating plenty of fiber more than likely from the other foods that she is consuming.
Making green juice is a daily ritual for us. We simply cannot go a day without it. We feel
wow, simply cannot go a day without it. And look, green juice can have a stimulant effect. Just think about it. How long would it take to eat all of these greens that she is processing, that she's refining? She's making this a refined drink.
So I'm not sure what Freelee means when she says that green juices have a stimulant effect in the body. A stimulant is anything that will raise a physiological or nervous activity in the body. Green juices are unlikely to have any form of stimulant or laxative effect unless you are drinking a lot of them.
A refined food. It's not really a food anymore. It's just a refined drink. How long do you think it would take? So in order to eat that much green matter, it's going to take you hours, probably take you hours to eat. But when you juice it, it basically goes in, 5 minutes. You can consume that in something like 5 minutes. So it becomes like a stimulant for your body.
Freelee makes a couple of points here. Number one, to eat that amount of greens, it would take hours. And number two, at the top of the screen, she claims that humans are frugivores. So humans are known as great apes. There are 8 species of great apes. So you have the orangutans that include the Bornean, Sumatran, and Tupinambuli. You have gorillas that include the eastern and western gorillas. You have the pans, which include chimpanzees and bonobo. And you have the homo, which only modern humans remain. So for gorillas, about 86% of their diet is leaves, shoots and stems. 7% is roots, 3% is flowers, 2% is fruit, and 2% is ants, snails and grubs. For orangutans, they eat approximately 90% fruit in their diet. For chimpanzees and bonobo, around 60% of their food comes from fruit. The rest is insects, meat, soil, flowers, shoots, stems, and other plant parts. And then you have humans. Now we share 96% of our DNA from gorillas, 97% of our DNA is shared with orangutans, and 99% of our DNA is shared with chimpanzees. So great ape diets vary from species to species, and aside from orangutans, most great ape species either eat more plants than fruit in the form of gorillas, or they are eating roughly equal amounts of plants to fruit as in chimpanzees and also bonobos. Now, I think it would be very difficult to categorically state, as Freelee has done, that humans are frugivores. There is certainly an argument that we should be eating a decent amount of fruit in our diets, but if we look across all great apes as a whole, then equally we should be getting a decent amount of our diets from various other plants. And if we are labelling great apes correctly, then all can be considered omnivorous or opportunistic omnivores or evolutionary omnivores, as they all eat a mixture of plants and animals.
Because you need that fiber to slow things down. We're meant to have fiber. We're high fiber creatures. Look at our gut. Look at our intestinal tract. It is long for a reason. For that fiber, we need to take it in. So it's not, this is not ideal. And sure, you get a lot of nutrition. You get a lot of certain nutrients from the green juice. But do you need that concentrated whack of them?
Again, to repeat here, the fibre argument is not valid if Kristina is getting sufficient fibre throughout the rest of the day.
So good when we drink green juice, and we love all of the benefits that it has to offer us. For those of you who are interested in getting a
So she's promoting the Nama Juicer here, and she's saying get a discount on the Nama Juicer. And, that's fine, but she should disclose that. As I said, in the description below, she should say that she is getting money.
Agreed, but I think we are kind of splitting hairs here. I think that most people would realise if Kristina is talking about a specific juicer brand and she is linking to it, then she will obviously be getting some level of remuneration from it. But I do agree with Freelee in the context of YouTube that Kristina needs to make this obvious.
For promoting it. And so then you as the viewer are aware that she is being favourable to that juicing company in particular because she is actually getting a kickback. So you should be transparent, Kristina. It's disappointing that at this point she's been on YouTube, I think maybe a decade, so she should know this.
Yeah, I think we've already covered this off.
juicer, there is a special discount code linked for you below. There's simply no better way to start the day than with green juice.
Okay, there's simply no better way to start the day than with green juice. I definitely disagree.
Yes, I would also disagree.
I definitely disagree. I'm about whole foods. I'm about promoting a whole food diet because I want you to eat in a way that is as close to your species-specific diet as possible, and you wouldn't have juiced this much greens in nature. Sure, you can juice some in your mouth, but do you know how little green juice you're going to get when you do that in your mouth? It's incredibly small, and it's for a reason. It's for a reason. There's no juice, there's no green juice waterfalls that you can drink from in nature.
Yes, I would agree that you want to be eating as close to whole foods for as much of the time as you can. But again, I think Freelee is over-labouring the point here. In the grand scheme of all the things that can be detrimental to human health in the world, from pesticides, saturated fats, chemicals and pollutants, are we really saying that green juices are all that bad? I agree, just eat whole vegetables, but it's not that much of a big deal unless you're having oxalate issues, etc.
Hydrating, it's nourishing, and it's delicious.
Okay, it's hydrating, I agree, and they can be delicious, sure. But look, how many calories are in that, Kristina? I'm thinking maybe she could get 250 300 absolute max calories in that juice. I'm being very generous here. So it's a very, very low calorie way to start your day. Okay, so it looks like we're starting from calorie restriction from the get-go here.
I agree that these green juices are very low in calories, but this would only be a problem if throughout the rest of the day, Kristina is not hitting her nutritional and caloric needs.
Kristina, as I've told you before, you don't have to restrict to get lean. As you can see, here I am living proof, and I've been basically this size for 10 years. And we know that your weight has fluctuated a lot because you're doing these like juice feasts and fasting and like restrictive under-eating programs like you're doing now in this intermittent fasting. And Cash probably, I believe, has something to do with the intermittent fasting, but Kristina was also restricting before that and going up and down. But look, sister, we need to get you to go for it yourself massively.
Agreed, no good will come from restrictive eating patterns, but intermittent fasting can absolutely offer health benefits for humans if it is done correctly. And I don't like the fact that Freelee is hinting the only way that you can be slim is by eating predominantly fruits. Let's be under no illusion here, you can be healthy and trim if you are herbivore, you can be healthy and trim if you are omnivore. Obviously there is the ethical considerations of omnivorous diets, but let's not try and manipulate truths here.
Okay, if you read this book, you would make the connection. I don't know whether she has or not yet by this point. It's been around a long time, but I really highly recommend that you do. And any of you who want to actually succeed, do it properly, a raw food diet, then the frugivore diet is basically outlined in this book. And there's a link in the description below to the ebooks, to Raw Till 4 as well. And you can get all my books for a very reasonable price with a big discount. And as you can see, I'm not sponsored for anything. This is my own work that I'm promoting. And yeah, it's going to change your life, your health forever if you get on track and you do it right.
When it comes to health and diet, there are no absolutes. We have seen many people fail on Raw Till 4 type diets, and I'm sure Freelee would say that all of these people did it wrong. Health, diet and wellness are moving targets, and there is absolutely not a magic bullet.
I'm glad she's happy with her partner. I mean, I don't know for sure because, you don't know. But like, it seems like she's happy. I think that's great. And that they're growing their own food, or they're trying to grow their own food. I 100% support her on that. I think it's wonderful. And I would love to see more of her garden in the future.
Amen.
I typically get in my workout early in the morning or in the early day. And as you can see here, I am having a
So the reason that I was alerted to this video is that one of you let me know. You said, oh, Kristina's looking slim and trim. Can you have a look at this video? So that's why I'm looking at this video today. And she does look slim and trim. I think she looks great. Okay, but if you're under eating, I don't know. Let's have a look at the rest of the video. Okay, because you don't want to advertise under eating, obviously, to your young, impressionable audience, which is mainly young women that are following her.
Agreed, I have reviewed Kristina's day of eating on a couple of videos, and in both of those videos, her calorie and nutritional requirements were probably not met. And Freelee is absolutely right in what she is saying. Kristina has a responsibility to her viewers.
really fun time wearing my groceries apparel set and getting in a really nice yoga flow.
Okay, I agree. Working out in the morning is really great. It's important. And yoga is fantastic. That's great.
Exercising at any point of the day is important. Morning exercise is not any more important.
For lunch, Cash and I have been enjoying smoothie bowls. They've become a part of our day.
All right. You know how I feel about the supplements. It's just... Okay, so you know how I feel about all these supplements. They are just unnecessary. It blows my mind that she's having so many supplements, so many powders. It's just... Of course, she is making money. She said get 30% off Sun Warrior bundles, link below. But again, she doesn't say about the affiliate that she's making money. You do not have to take these on a raw food lifestyle. She's making the diet look very deficient.
Agreed, you want to get your nutrition from whole foods. These types of supplements and powders are just expensive non-essentials.
Ritual as well. And we do use Sun Warrior supplements to add into our smoothies, whether they be the...
Yeah, and so we already talked about these. This like silver immune shield, this protective absorbing rush mineral. It's just too much. It's just marketing. These are just essentially dead supplements, just dead powder that your kidneys and your liver and your skin have to eliminate. You have to process them. It's just adding more weight to your digestive system, just dead weight that you have to like processed through, and that energy comes from your body when you should be using it to get through your day, right? Not processing dead supplements overpriced.
Yes, true.
Protein or the collagen. We also do take their vitamins and minerals on a daily basis, and we love it.
She doesn't have to worry about collagen if she's getting enough fruit, the vitamin C, the collagen connection. She doesn't have to worry about that. So just, it's marketing. And it's so disappointing that she's jumped on this wagon. There's so much there. I'm just like, what? So instead of like taking all these powders, just add more fruit to your life.
Collagen, for those of you who don't know, is the most abundant protein in the human body and is found in the bones, muscles, skin, and also your tendons. You can imagine collagen as a scaffold to provide support and also structure. So if you eat sufficient protein in your diet, your body will put together these amino acids to produce collagen, and vitamin C will help the process of collagen synthesis. Main point here, eat a normal and varied diet. There is no need to supplement with collagen.
In our smoothie bowl, we've added in bananas, fresh berries, and cherries.
Collagen.
They're Tahitian vanilla collagen building protein peptides.
Okay.
They're Snickerdoodle lean meal. This is
Snickerdoodle lean meal. Right. The marketing is like going to the next level now.
Cash's favorite. They're Ormus super greens, which are amazing.
Hang on. It's just blows my mind that Kristina would have super green powder from raw juice when she just had that massive raw juice hit.
Well, she either wrongly believes that these powders are doing something magical in her body that can't be achieved from food, or she is deliberately trying to manipulate her audience in order to sell product.
And blend. As you can see, I made a huge Vitamix full of this smoothie. Cash is going to be enjoying 2 bowls of this smoothie today, and I'll be enjoying 1.
Wow. So, okay, that's not very much food. We saw that there maybe was about 5 bananas, 6 bananas maybe. So that means she might be getting like 2 bananas in there. Maybe a little bit more, but not much more. And then she's got all the powders in there. Wow, Kristina.
Agreed, there isn't much to that either in terms of calories or overall nutrition.
The toppings, I'll be adding in raw cacao nibs, mulberries, raw granola, and any fruit of choice. I'm adding in some fresh pitaya or dragon fruit.
All right, there you go. So just that bowl, I mean, I would give that 400 calories, maybe 500 calories max. Really. And so we're at maybe about 700 calories now, and it's lunchtime. This is very restrictive so far.
Correct, but it's the total calories in nutrition across the day that's the important thing, and not just an isolated meal.
How beautiful, creamy, and yummy do these look?
Sure, they look yummy and creamy and beautiful, but just eat more. Just eat more. Let's not present raw as some restrictive diet. That's just like some cleanse people do, and then they, dump it and say, oh, like it doesn't work. It's just, oh, my hair fell out or something because people didn't eat enough. It's very important to teach our audience to eat enough and to eat enough ourselves, obviously. So cacao nibs, I don't have cacao. I spoke about it in the last video because of theobromine, because it is in the same family as caffeine. It's a psychoactive stimulant.
These are bizarre statements made here. Who knew that chocolate is now bad for you? Look, if you have health issues or food intolerances to chocolate or coffee, etc., then clearly you may want to remove these from your diet. But if you are healthy, then enjoy a coffee or a piece of chocolate, and don't listen to these non-proven claims from Freelee.
Powerhouse bowls give us so much energy during the day. We love it.
But it doesn't really give you that much energy if you break it down and actually look at how many calories are in there, right? It's great that it's high carb. I'm so supportive, but it has these powders in there, protein powders, all this stuff that your body has to try and churn through to get nutrition out of, it's just pointless. It's pointless. It's expensive. You're just going to be pooping it and peeing it out. So don't waste your money. But again, there's not much overall calories.
Agreed, eat whole foods.
On this particular day, we have so many tomatoes.
Oh, I love them. I love these heirloom tomatoes.
At our house right now.
Beautiful.
And then I went out to our citrus trees to go pick some oranges for dinner.
That is great. Hang on, let me look back here for a second.
And then
All right, so that is awesome. I would put some mulch underneath. I'm just going to give some like food forest tips here. I would put some mulch, some food under the citrus tree around the base. Some people are like, oh no, you get phytophthora or some like disease, whatever. No, it's nourishing the tree. It's how it would be in a food forest environment where with a canopy with like leaves and sticks and everything falling around. It wouldn't be like this compacted lawn, you know, but I guess she might be going for the kind of, she wants it to look aesthetic and neat, but you know, lawn is not something you find.
If only we could all go and buy a forest and grow our own foods.
Once we finished picking our oranges, I went into the garden to go gather greens for us.
That's great. So she's got the greens garden going on there. I think that's fantastic. Okay, so they're eating greens together.
Give me that. Come here.
And they all taste so different. Delicious.
Yeah, I agree. It is amazing. It's delicious. I think it's great to grow your own greens, and kudos to them for doing so.
Absolutely, and I think this is something that many of us can do very simply at home, even in very small spaces.
For dinner, I'm going to be making an orange miso kale citrus salad.
Okay, orange, miso, kale, citrus salad.
And almost all of the ingredients that I'll be using for our dinner salad are coming not only from our garden, but from our citrus trees. I'm going to be making an orange miso dressing.
Okay.
And what I'll first do is I will...
By the way, miso is not raw.
The religion of raw fruit diets. You ate a food that isn't raw, so you are doing it wrong. Why is that even worth commenting on?
Squeeze all of the orange juice from about 3 to 4 oranges into a bowl. And I'll take 1 cup of that orange juice and put it into my blender along with white miso, garlic.
Yeah, the white miso is not raw, just letting you know that. It's generally from rice, I believe, and then it's fermented. I think it's from cooked rice, then fermented, so...
Fresh ginger, a pinch of pink salt, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar,
Okay.
and coconut nectar or a sweetener of your choice.
Like, what about date? It's funny that she used coconut nectar and not date, but anyway.
I'm trying to imagine what that concoction will even taste like.
I secretly drank the rest of that orange juice. Don't tell Cash.
Oh, that's good. I mean, Cash should be encouraging you to drink more because, like, the amount of calories so far by dinner time is so incredibly low.
I'm going to go ahead and pour it over a bed of the freshly picked greens that I grabbed from our garden earlier.
Okay.
And then I will massage this dressing
Massage those
into
greens.
the kale and into the greens so that it really marinates. Oranges to add on top along with some crushed macadamia nuts.
Okay, so she's got some Aussie macadamias that they grow in Hawaii, but that is good that she's got a little bit more density there.
Yes, I would be starving at this point in the day with another plate of greens.
Cilantro and even some slices of avocado.
Okay, good.
Yum.
But this is very low carb. This is like very low carb right here because greens, yeah, she's got some orange, but there's not a lot of sugar. There's not really a lot. And it's like macadamias and avo.
The final touch, I'll sprinkle on some black pepper.
I mean, and this would be absolutely fine if she had like a big fruit meal with this or just before it, but she didn't.
How delicious does this salad look?
All right, so this is her salad. And I don't even know if she's sharing this with Cash or not, but okay, it's a big salad, right? It's a big salad. It's going to take her a long time to munch through, but the amount of calories in that, I would say you're really only pushing about 500, 600 maximum.
Yes, agree with that. So far, FullyRawKristina's day of eating is very low in terms of calories.
Yeah, she's not talking about any other food here. So I am fully shocked at FullyRawKristina, okay? That's only maybe, I'm going to be generous, 1,300 calories.
Yeah, give or take, I don't think that's a million miles away. But it's certainly below Kristina's basal metabolic rate, or the calories her body will need, based on her age, weight, and also her activity levels.
So you can see what's happening here. And then she's going to eventually binge out. This is how it goes. Kristina has been doing this for years. You've seen her weight fluctuate a lot, while my weight over the past decade has been the same, fully the same, right? You've seen that. So, and I've been eating all I care for all the time, no restriction. And Kristina has asked for my advice on weight loss before, and I've tried to help her, but she just keeps reverting back to juicing and stuff. She'll probably go on a juice cleanse soon because she'll binge out, as in like for her, I don't know, is she eating cooked food? Like, she's eating some cooked food. We've already seen that with the supplements, with the miso and various other things like oils and stuff like that. But I mean, really binge out, like maybe eat cooked with a partner. I don't know. And maybe she'll do a juice cleanse. These are the things that can happen when you severely restrict your calories like she's doing. It's about health and it's about what you can maintain long term. And
I'm not sure if I interpreted Freelee correctly there, but is she trying to say that cooked foods are somehow very bad for the body compared to raw foods?
she will not be able to maintain this. And that's why we always see these juice cleanses coming up. And she's always doing, you know, this cleanse, that cleanse, and sometimes fasting completely. This is not the way to do it, okay? Raw is not a deficient diet. You know, like if you do it properly, I mean, it can be if you do it badly and you undereat. She's showing you how to do that and to have supplements, which you don't need. So, well, you can see why Kristina has lost weight.
Yes, that seems like a fair conclusion.
Why she's got leaner, because she's simply restricting. She's doing this intermittent fasting. She's just not getting enough energy in. She's not getting enough fuel. And she will develop deficiencies if she does that. You will on any diet if you undereat. Oh, it's disappointing. And yeah, you can see what is happening here. And I just hope that she works things out. Like, it's been so long. I thought she really fully got it by now, but she really fully doesn't. Anyway, let her know that I made this video and that we don't want her to promote this restrictive version of a raw food diet and this like powder-filled diet that is just deficient, essentially. Please be like transparent with her audience and let them know that, you know, she's in a sponsored video.
Okay, I think Freelee's review was largely accurate and fair. Although Freelee had a couple of wobbles herself in terms of her claims, namely humans are frugivores, etc., but I don't think her assessment of Kristina was incorrect. Kristina has a fairly disordered eating pattern, and I think that Freelee is just trying to highlight the point that if she continues, her health will probably take a hit, and I don't think that too many people would disagree with that. Anyhow, if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to check out this one up here because I'm sure you'll find it equally interesting. And the only other thing that's left for me to say is to remember to look after your body because it's the only place you have to live. And I'll see you next time.